What's going on, everybody? Who's ready for a beer? I think I'm ready for a beer. What's up, Lee? How you doing, brother? Duchess, what's up, man? Hell yeah, Duchess, hell yeah. I believe this is the last of my Lollipop forests, if I recall. I had the Imperial, I had the double, and now I think we might be ending it with the triple. Which, this one's a little bit different than the other two, so who knows? Who knows? Use different fruits in this one, so I'm kind of excited to see if this one's any different. But we will find out. That's for damn sure. We sure will find out. What's up, Clown? How you doing, brother? What's up, Kentucky? What's up, man? I'm ready for a beer. That's what I'm ready for. I think that's what needs me to get a little bit more pep in my step this morning. Well, this afternoon. You know what I mean. Get me moving a little bit quicker. We had a little bit of a slow-moving day. Slow-moving day. That's okay. For sure, Clown, for sure. Look at you, everybody's kind of sticking to the same theme today. I like it, I like it. Well, it's 4 o'clock, people. Let's do this. What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we got the final one from a little bit of like a Lollipop Forest kind of 4-pack-ish, 3-pack thing. I don't know, I forgot how many I had from Deciduous, but I got a couple of their different Lollipop Forests just to see if there was any difference between each one of them. And I'm kind of excited for this one because the other ones I had between the Imperial and the double were kind of that same like blackcurrant, raspberry, jammy kind of flavors, but this one's a little bit different. They kind of stuck with the raspberries and the blackberry kind of situation, but they also added cherry. I don't know if it was raspberry or blackberry they used, but they actually have cherry and apricot in this one as well. So I'm kind of curious if it's going to give it like a little bit more of an extra funk along with the cherry in there, kind of giving it a little extra tartness to it that's going to be a nice kind of situation. I'm guessing with the cherry, it's going to kind of give it a more dry kind of sour flavor, but that's okay. But yeah, I've talked about Deciduous Brewing before. They're out of Newmarket, New Hampshire, and they don't really have that big of like a crazy website to show stuff about them, but they also have their, it's pretty much a square site where you can either pick their stuff up, either curbside pickup and all that kind of stuff. So they still have a good variety up there. They have some IPAs, you get some really cool beer glasses. I don't know, but I think it's really cool how they kind of promote their beer glasses on their square site with actually like they're filled with hops and all that stuff. So that's really like kind of a cool way to do it. And you have all the options on their website between hats, shirts, stickers, you name it. So if you're in the Newmarket area and you want to pick up some good beers, Deciduous is always a good option, I'm telling you. But without further ado, let's crack this guy open. With the triple Lollipop Forest, this guy's going to be coming out to 6.6%, so it's not that bad. When it comes, I would say it's fairly sessionable. You can kind of have a few of these and be perfectly fine. But let's crack this guy open and see what we're looking at here. Okay, let's see what this guy is like on the smell. Oh yeah, definitely getting like more of those bright cherry kind of tart flavored smells on there. Definitely, you can get, there's a little bit like a dryness. You can already get that right off the bat. I don't know, it's like, when I think of like a dryness on a fruited sour kind of situation, it automatically, like how I talked about with all the other kind of Lollipop Forests I've had, there's some kind of like, with the dry note, it kind of gives you similar flavors of like wine and all that stuff. So I'm probably going to get those kind of same wine notes in here just because when you think of like a drier tart kind of situation, you think a lot of wine. But yeah, it smells delicious. It's going to be probably really nice, refreshing, especially since it's a hot day. So yeah, let's pour this guy and see what we're looking at. Look at that little guy. Look at that. Nice kind of like light pinkish head to it. Definitely has that nice kind of dark color to it. Look at that. Definitely has like some deep purple reddish kind of going on there. But on the smell, ooh, getting a little bit more of like that raspberry coming out now. But still kind of like, it's like a nice mixture of like fresh jammy raspberry along with like kind of like a dry kind of cherry on the smell now. Yeah, that smells absolutely delicious, to be honest. Gonna be perfect for today. So let's give this guy a try. So cheers, everybody. Oh yeah, big shout outs to Black Horizon Brewing Company. They're a local brewery of mine for making some sweet ass glasses. But yeah, cheers. Yep, it's kind of what I was thinking. It was going to get a lot more. I think with the apricot and the cherry in there kind of brings out more of those like dry kind of tart flavors a little bit more. But still really getting that nice kind of jammy kind of raspberry situation in there. That's always nice. But definitely still getting a lot of those like wine, dry, tart flavors that come out. It's really smooth. I would say on tartness, I probably give it close to like maybe like a 3.75, almost a 4 when it comes to like 4 out of 5. Like I'm getting close to a 4 out of 5 on tartness. Not to the point where it's too tart for me, but there are points to where your eyes start to like squinch a little bit because it's like the tartness kind of gets to you. You feel it in the jowls and everything. You start to salivate because of the tartness. But yeah, it's actually really nice, really refreshing. Yeah, this is exactly what I was kind of expecting this to be. I'm kind of enjoying the like more that they use like cherry and apricot in this one instead of like the black currant and like the blackberries and stuff, just because it brings out different notes in a beer that I'm already familiar with. So kind of with the cherries in there, kind of bringing that out, that kind of dry tart berry flavor in there. It's nice. It's nice. It's an easy drinker. It's, if you're into a nice tart fruited sour with like there's definitely like a effervescent, bubbly / creamy mouthfeel in it. Yeah, this is if you're into like a more of a tart fruited sour, I'm always going to suggest the Lollipop Forests, to be honest, because they knock it out of the park with what they're trying to do every single time. And yeah, that's really nice, to be honest. With kind of how the weather is kind of today, a nice tart fruited sour is kind of hitting the spot right now, to be honest. So when I bought this triple Lollipop Forest, I bought it in like a 2-pack to where I had it with the double Lollipop Forest, which I've already had already, And then they have the triple Lollipop Forest with it, so when I purchased it off Tavor. And the cool thing is Hop Culture calls Deciduous one of our favorite breweries in the New Hampshire area, and Thrillist says that they're one of the buzziest breweries in the state. So really, really big things coming out of Deciduous. So with the kind of like different like news kind of sites coming into it, like Hop Culture and Thrillist, giving them high hopes and high props to that. So let's see. So so break out the triple Lollipop Forest. Here's the description of the beer, actually. So, Deciduous brewed this one with generous amounts of raspberries, cherries, and apricots. It sports flavors reminiscent of stone fruit stuffed smoothie with a Rainier cherry plopping on top. So, I'm guessing the Rainier cherry is kind of like the cherry they're kind of using on this one. So, I would expect out of a Rainier cherry. I'm guessing more of like more tart berry like cherry flavor, along with maybe giving like a nice. There is a sweetness in this from the raspberry, and I think there's a nice kind of creates like, when I think of apricot in like a fruited sour, it creates like a funk to it. But yeah, but the funk with a fruited sour kind of like mixing well with the tart flavors, you hit a home run doing this one, I think. I'm definitely a fan. I don't know, I guess since I've had the other Lollipop Forests already and kind of starting to become more of a fan of those like wine berry flavors, but still when they incorporate the jammy notes of the raspberry or the blackberry they use in this. And yeah, I think they absolutely nailed it with this one, to be honest. I like it's definitely different than the other two because the cherry brings out more of just that different tart berry flavor in there. And to me, I actually enjoy this one a little bit more than the other two, to be honest, just because it's not much of a difference, but there's enough of a difference that you taste that automatically kind of just refreshes the palate when you've had the other two. So let's say you had the double Lollipop Forest before this, and you got those strong like black currant, jammy raspberry, and blackberry flavors, and then you have this one right after, and you're going to start getting, I think, more of like a drier berry flavor in this one. It's going to be definitely have like a little bit of like a funky kind of taste with it, like mixing in really well with the tart cherry kind of flavor, and that jammy raspberry that sticks in there is just always phenomenal. That's probably one of my favorite things about the base of the Lollipop Forest is that jammy kind of berry flavor that they add in there. That makes it really like smooth. This beer is kind of lip puckering at sometimes, but not to the point where it's unenjoyable. But overall, really, really solid. I'm really, really enjoying this one. See, like you have the moments to where like you could feel it under the eyes with the tartness sometimes. But let's see what Untapped has to say about this guy. So I'm looking at the triple Lollipop Forest on Untapped, and I guess they came out with two different like labels for this one. So the one they're showing on Untapped is like kind of like a silver kind of label, when this one's a gold, like the gold, white, and the black, which I'm a big fan of, to be honest. This thing just looks really clean and classy in my opinion, so already a big fan of the can art. But when it comes to trying to find, like, if you're trying to check this beer in on Untapped, you're going to want to kind of look for that silver, blue, white, red, and all that kind of situation with the label. Just kind of got to search for it, because there may have been two different like renditions of can art for this one, but that's okay. They came out with the gold and white, and then they came out with like the silver, blue, and red and white and all that stuff. So, but yeah, with over, like I said before, it's a 6.6% ABV, and with over 127 ratings, this guy has an average rating of 4.37 out of 5, which is really good. I know it hasn't had that many kind of check-ins. I guess when this released on Tavor, there might have not been like a crazy amount of people that picked it up, or they might have just had a small amount to get in. But I can see this something being mostly only really available at the tap house when it's out. But yeah, let's see what people have to say about this. So this guy purchased it at Deciduous and gave it a 4.75 out of 5, which is really good. Let's see, another purchase. Let's see what I don't know where this guy purchased this one at, but he gave it a 4.5 out of 5. A nice 4 out of 5. Let's see, 4 out of 5. Another 4 purchase off Tavor. So late check-in from last night's. It's a winner. So this guy definitely enjoyed it. 4.25. Let's see. Somebody gave it a 3.25, saying dank-ish, purchasing it at Deciduous. That's what I'm thinking. When it comes to like a funk, it also, you can kind of compare it to like a little bit of a dank flavor, where it's like I don't want to say it's musky, but it kind of is, and I think that's where that apricot plays in. The apricot kind of adds like another layer of flavor to it that also brings in like a musky, dank kind of flavor with it as well. Let's see. This guy gave it a 4.25. So this guy gave it a 3.25. Purchase out Tavor. 3.5. 4.5. Purchase at Deciduous. But yeah, I guess you could say the ratings are, I don't want to say all over the place, but there's kind of like an average when it comes to getting like mostly people around the 4, and then you guys that kind of have the ones to where it's, I would say, on the lower tier, but probably I'm thinking because people aren't really familiar with the kind of adding like a nice funk or like a nice dankness into a fruited sour that apricot brings. But overall, I think this one's really, really solid. What's up, man? Finally seeing you in here. What's up, craft beer reviews? Craft brews and reviews. Yeah, I know. I finally see you come in here. That's really cool. What's up, Robert? Pam? How you all doing? But yeah, overall, this one is absolutely delicious. I would say this is probably my favorite from Deciduous out of the Lollipop Force, to be honest. I really like the mixture of flavors when it comes to, instead of just the same similar black currant, raspberry, blackberry situation, kind of them mixing up and adding like that kind of funky apricots mixing with that more tart of a dry cherry with it too. I think this mix of fruits balances a lot more, and it's actually really a lot more flavorful than the other ones, to be honest. But overall, yeah, really, really solid. I'm really, really impressed with this one, to be honest. So let's start going down our ratings here, because that's what we do over here. So, can art. Yeah, so like I said before, this beer has kind of two different versions when it comes to can art. You can either get the silver, white, blue, and red kind of situation, or you'll get it in this one, to where it's the gold, white, black, and kind of stuff. But I like the other one, but this one to me just seems really clean. I love the gold color. I love it with the white and everything. Deciduous's label is always just spot on and just high quality and just all that kind of stuff. There you see the triple Lollipop Forest on the bottom. But yeah, I think the final beer from Deciduous that I have, this being the last one, yeah, they absolutely nailed it. Probably my favorite can art out of all of them. So yeah, I think I give this a solid like 4 out of 5 for can art. Really, really nice. So let's get an example kind of situation here to where I got all the Lollipop Forests that I've had before in a flight at Deciduous, and let's say I had the Imperial, the Double, and the Triple. So if I had this Triple right now and it was the newest one I had, would I get an extra glass of this in a flight? Yeah, probably. If I had to pick out of the 3, I would choose to get a glass out of this one more than the other 2, to be honest. So yeah, really, really solid. I don't know, there's something when they mix that kind of dry cherry along with that jammy raspberry situation, then the apricot comes in and brings like a funky dankiness in it. To me, that's what brings everything together and kind of makes one cohesive, just really, really satisfying, really refreshing, not too tart fruited sour. And I think they absolutely knocked it out of the park with this one. Definitely, definitely, definitely. So what is my final rating on this guy going to be? I know I gave the Imperial probably around like a 7, 7.5. I gave the Double more around closer to an 8. But the Triple, like I said before, is probably my favorite out of the 3. I'm going to give this like a solid 8.25, almost an 8.5. I really, really enjoy this one. Really, really refreshing. Definitely hits the spot when it comes to like having the weather be a little bit warmer. Coming like around here, it's like 83 degrees right now, and I think this is the perfect kind of beer for that kind of temperature. So yeah, I think they knocked it out of the park with this one. So big shout outs to Deciduous for just kind of taking their Lollipop Forest style and kind of changing it up a bit with the Triple. And I think if I had to pick out of the 3 I've had, the Triple is where it is, I think. So if you had the option to get the 3, I would honestly go for the triple first, to be honest. So let's see. Your first beer from Deciduous was their Mortals collab, absolutely killer brew, buttery like cake and sweet like strawberry vanilla shake. Oh, that sounds awesome, to be honest. I definitely want to give that one a try. But yeah, I see Deciduous pop up on Tavour every once in a while. I think the only drop I saw from them lately was when they dropped the Lollipop Forest stuff. So who knows if they'll ever be back on Tavour. If they are, I'll definitely pick some of their stuff up just so I can see other varieties they have. I definitely want to try some of their IPAs. Maybe if they have, like, once winter starts coming around, they start experimenting with stouts a little bit. I definitely want to kind of see what kind of situation they go through. But there's a couple other fruited sours that I'd definitely be interested in, but unfortunately some of them are sold out. They have like a triple tri-hopped IPA called Slow But Speeding. This one called Lollipop Hydra sounds awesome. It's a fruited pound cake sour. That sounds pretty badass. Well, let's see what else they have. So they have the Smiling High, which is their double IPA with Nelson, Wima, and Motica hops. So that sounds 7.8%. So that's not bad. Another double IPA. I wanted the early signs. Yes, this would definitely be right up my alley with the Galaxy and the Citra. And I've never had anything with Enigma hops before, I don't think. So that'd be really nice. So that's coming in at 8.4%. But yeah, really, really cool stuff available over there on their website. So if you're ever in the area and want to kind of go over there and try some of their stuff for a curbside pickup kind of situation, you could always go onto their Square site and kind of situate it that way. Okay, so yeah, the Lollipop Hydra is the one you had. So yeah, we can work something out. I probably have something that I'll be able to shoot your way. I think I have an extra can of a 903. I think I gotta look. I either have an extra can of a McKellar or a 903. I'll shoot you in your DMs, Craft Brews and Reviews, and we'll talk, because I definitely want to try that Lollipop Hydra. That's definitely something that's right up my wheelhouse. But I forgot which one from McKellar that I have, and then there's one from 903 that I got an extra of that I think I can spare. But other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. This another very, very solid beer from Deciduous. I'm really, really impressed with this one. I'm giving this easily a solid 8.5 out of 10. Really, really good. Would highly recommend if you can get your hands on the triple Lollipop Forest specifically from Deciduous. Yeah, do yourself a favor and grab this one. I think you'll like it if you're into the more tart fruited sour thing. If you like a little bit more of a funk to yours, if you like that dry kind of cherry flavor along with that kind of nice jammy raspberry, yeah, that they hit the nail on the head with this one. Absolutely delicious. But yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you want to kind of see more of like what I'm drinking in kind of situations and kind of look into the breweries a little bit more, you could always shoot me a friend request on Untapped. If you're a craft beer drinker and not on Untapped yet, you need to kind of reevaluate what you're doing and kind of get on there, because it's the ultimate social media platform for beer drinkers. It's amazing, like all the deals they have. You can they'll randomly show up like different like kind of little YouTube kind of things going on that they have over at Untapped, where they kind of talk to different brewers and they kind of explain different badges that they have on there. Because when you check in beers, you get the option to, well, you don't get the option. You pretty much, when you check in a beer, you pretty much unlock different badges and all that kind of stuff. And I think it kind of gives you motivation to drink more craft beer kind of situation like that. But they also have different like coupon codes when it comes to buying glassware off their shop. You can see like they give promo codes out for different, like there's like small little keg little things they have on there. They have different promo codes for different like subscription services when it comes to like a beer crate. So I use Tavour constantly. This is pretty much how I get all the stuff that I get. But they have stuff from like, I know there's another like a Colorado beer crate they get discount codes for a lot from like breweries out of Colorado. So you just got to keep an eye out for the promo stuff that they drop. It's usually when you log on to the app, it's usually right on the top. They usually have something going with that. So I highly, highly recommend every craft beer drinker to get yourself on Untapped and shoot me a friend request. My link to my profile is down in the description below. But other than that, that is pretty much it, guys. So again, thank you, Raid Chat, for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Make sure to hit that like button on your way out. It'll help me out a lot. And if you're watching on the replay, put a comment down below if what you're drinking when you're watching my stuff. I want to see what other people are drinking so I can keep an eye out for it and possibly go search for it. I want to try all kinds of stuff. And other than that, I'm going to say it like I always say it. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Friday. We got a really special 2 beers coming up for this weekend, so keep an eye out for those. And guys, if you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And cheers, everybody.